My brothers, my sisters, my friends, lend me your hearts, your minds, your spirits, for just a moment. I stand before you not as a judge, not as a leader, but as a seeker of truth, a man who has walked through the shadows of lies and emerged into the light. I am here to declare with every fiber of my being, I'm for truth, no matter who tells it. Truth doesn't care about your skin color, your status, your wealth, or your name. Truth doesn't bend to power, to fear, or to convenience. Truth is a fire that burns through deception, a light that pierces the darkness, a force that sets the soul free. But the question I ask you today is this: are you for truth? Are you ready to face it, to embrace it, to live it, no matter how uncomfortable, no matter how painful, no matter who it comes from? We live in a world drowning in lies. Lies about who we are, lies about what we're capable of, lies about what's possible. These lies have been fed to us by systems, by institutions, by voices that want to keep us divided, keep us doubting, keep us small. But today, we're going to rise above those lies. Today, we're going to stand for truth. Today, we're going to reclaim the power that comes from knowing who we are and what we're here to do. Let me take you back to a time when I was lost, wandering in a fog of confusion and falsehood. My name was Malcolm Little then, a name that carried the weight of a world that didn't see me as whole. I grew up in a place where truth was a rare commodity, where lies were served to me daily like bread. I was told I was less because of my skin, less because of my circumstances, less because of the dreams that burned in my heart. I remember walking the streets of Boston, my head bowed, my spirit bruised. I was a young man trying to fit into a world that didn't want me. I straightened my hair, wore clothes that weren't mine, spoke words that weren't my own. I was chasing an image, a lie that said I had to be someone else to be worthy. I believed the voices that told me I'd never be more than a hustler, a nobody, a shadow in someone else's story. One night, I found myself in a jail cell, my body locked away, my mind trapped in a prison of my own making. But it was there, in that cold, dark place, that I found something unexpected: truth. It came to me not in a grand revelation, but in quiet moments, through books, through reflection, through the voices of those who dared to speak what others wouldn't. I read about history, about my people, about the world. I learned that the lies I'd been fed were not accidents. They were weapons designed to keep me from knowing my own power. In that cell, I began to unlearn the lies. I began to see myself not as the world saw me, but as I truly was. A man with a mind, a heart, a purpose. I began to understand that truth is not something you find outside yourself. It's something you uncover within. And once I found that truth, I knew I could never go back to the lies. I was for truth, no matter who told it, whether it came from a preacher, a poet, a prisoner, or a king. Now, let me ask you, my brothers and sisters, what lies have you been told? What stories have you been fed that keep you from your truth? Maybe it's the lie that you're not smart enough to chase your dreams. Maybe it's the lie that your voice doesn't matter because you're too young, too old, too different. Maybe it's the lie that you're defined by your mistakes, your failures, your past. We live in a world that thrives on deception. It's a world that tells you your worth is in your bank account, your job title, your social media likes. It's a world that pits us against each other, black against white, rich against poor, man against woman, because division is easier to control than unity. It's a world that wants you to believe you're powerless, that your voice is too small, that your dreams are too big. But the greatest lie of all is the one that says you can't handle the truth. They tell you it's too complicated, too messy, too dangerous. They tell you to leave the truth to the experts, the leaders, the ones in charge. But I'm here to tell you, the truth belongs to you. It belongs to every one of us. It's in your heart, your mind, your spirit. It's in the questions you ask, the dreams you dare to dream, the courage you show when you stand up and say, I am enough. The truth is not always comfortable. It's not always pretty. Sometimes it's a mirror that shows you your flaws, your fears, your failures. but it's also a mirror that shows you your strength, your beauty, your potential. The truth is what sets you free, not from the world, but from the lies that have kept you chained. So here's your first challenge, my friends. Seek the truth. Don't wait for it to come to you. Don't expect it to be handed to you on a silver platter. Go out and find it. Ask questions. Read books. Listen to voices that challenge you, that make you uncomfortable, that push you to think deeper. Take a moment today and ask yourself, what do I believe and why? Are you believing something because it's true or because it's what you've been told? Are you holding on to a story about yourself that's keeping you small? Write it down. Write down one lie you've been carrying. Maybe it's I'm not good enough, or I'll never change, or the world will never accept me. Then next to it, write the truth. If the lie is I'm not good enough, the truth is I am worthy just as I am. If the lie is I'll never change, the truth is I am capable of growth and transformation. This is your first step toward freedom. This is you saying to the world, to the lies, to the doubt, I see you and I'm done with you. But seeking the truth is only the beginning. You must also live it. You must embody it. You must be for truth no matter who tells it, even if it's the person you least expect, even if it's the voice you've been taught to ignore. Let me tell you about a young man named Jamal, someone I met in my travels. Jamal was 17, living in a neighborhood where hope was scarce and violence was common. He grew up hearing lies, lies that said he was destined for prison, that his life didn't matter, that his dreams were foolish. He was told that people like him didn't get to be doctors or artists or leaders. He was told to stay in his lane, to keep his head down, to accept the world as it was. But one day, Jamal met a teacher, a quiet, unassuming woman who saw something in him that he didn't see in himself. She gave him a book, a simple book about the history of his people, a book that told a story he'd never heard before. It wasn't the story of oppression and defeat that the world had fed him. It was a story of resilience, of courage, of triumph. That book was a spark, a seed of truth that took root in Jamal's heart. He started asking questions. He started challenging the lies he'd been told. He started seeing himself not as a victim, but as a warrior. He went back to school even though his friends laughed at him. He studied late into the night, even though his body was tired. He spoke up, even though his voice shook, and with every step he grew stronger, bolder, freer. Today, Jamal is in college, studying to be a doctor. He's not just healing bodies, he's healing hearts, inspiring others in his community to seek their own truth. His story is a testament to what happens when you choose truth over lies, courage over fear, action over apathy. His story is your story if you choose to write it. Truth is not a passive thing, my friends. It's not something you find and then put on a shelf to admire. Truth is a call to action. It's a demand that you live differently, that you think differently, that you love differently. When you embrace the truth, you embrace your power, the power to change yourself, to change your community, to change the world. But living the truth takes courage. It means standing up when everyone else is sitting down. It means speaking out when everyone else is silent. It means looking in the mirror and loving what you see, not because you're perfect, but because you're real. The world will try to stop you. It will try to drown out your truth with noise, with fear, with lies. It will tell you that you're too small, too weak, too insignificant to make a difference. But let me tell you something. Every great change in history started with someone who dared to speak the truth. Every movement, every revolution, every leap forward began with a single voice saying, I'm for truth, no matter who tells it. You don't need to be a hero to change the world. You don't need to be famous or rich or powerful. You just need to be you, authentically, unapologetically you. Your truth is your power. Your truth is your light. Your truth is what will set you free. Here's your second challenge. Take one step today toward living your truth. It doesn't have to be a grand gesture. It doesn't have to be perfect. Maybe it's having an honest conversation with someone you love. Maybe it's sharing your art, your voice, your story with the world. Maybe it's standing up for something you believe in, even if your voice shakes. Whatever it is, do it. Do it with courage. Do it with faith. Do it knowing that every step you take toward your truth is a step toward your freedom. And when you take that step, feel the strength of those who came before you, your ancestors, your heroes, your younger self who dreamed without limits. You are not alone. You are part of a legacy, a movement, a force for truth. And when you live your truth, you give others permission to do the same. You become a beacon, a light in the darkness, a voice that says, it's okay to be you. It's okay to dream. It's okay to rise. My brothers, my sisters, my friends, today is the day you choose truth. Today is the day you stop letting the lies define you. Today is the day you stand tall, speak loud, and shine bright. I'm for truth, no matter who tells it, and I want you to be for truth too. I want you to leave this video with a fire in your soul, a determination in your heart, a commitment to live authentically, fearlessly, unapologetically. I want you to go out into the world and be the truth. Be the truth in your words, your actions, your dreams. Be the truth in the way you love, the way you fight, the way you rise. And I want you to share this truth with others. Lift up someone who's been beaten down by lies. Encourage someone who's afraid to speak their truth. Be a light for someone who's lost in the darkness. When you live your truth, you make it easier for others to live theirs. When you rise, you lift the world with you. So, who tells the truth? It doesn't matter. What matters is that you hear it, that you seek it, that you live it. What matters is that you say, with every breath in your body, I'm for truth, no matter who tells it. My friends, the journey to truth is not easy, but it is worth it. It's worth every moment of doubt, every moment of fear, every moment of struggle. Because on the other side of that struggle is freedom. On the other side of that fear is power. On the other side of those lies is you, the real you, the whole you, the you that was born to shine. So rise, speak, be the truth, be the light, be the force that changes the world. And when the lies come creeping back, when the world tries to silence you, when the doubt whispers in your ear, stand tall, look it in the eye and say, I'm for truth, no matter who tells it. And I will not be stopped. If this message stirred something in you, if it lit a spark in your soul, I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below and tell me, what truth are you claiming today? What lie are you letting go of? And if you know someone who needs to hear this, share this video with them. Let's start a movement of truth, of courage, of freedom. Hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss a message like this. Together, we're going to change the world. One truth, one voice, one heart at a time. Until next time, stay bold, stay true, and keep rising.